the men? Where are the men when the nation breaks and we, the women, hold the weight they chose to leave behind? We fetch water from dry rivers, from broken pipes, carrying buckets on our heads because the tap stopped speaking to us long ago. We give birth in empty clinics, no staff, no medicine, just prayers and courage in the dark. Women and infants dying in a system robbed clean by corruption. Our daughters dropping out of school, fees too high, hopes too fragile. Hunger sits at our tables, no jobs, no income, no meals to stretch. Nurses with no tools, teachers with no pay, students studying in despair, and still the men run. Running from a nation that's bleeding in our hands. A white feather, the symbol of the ones who fled. White feather, we're carrying a country they abandoned. White feather, where are the men who swore to stand? Zimbabwe won't rise on women's backs alone. Girls harassed in a place is meant to protect them. Young women traded like currency to politicians. Rural families starved into silence. Grain turned into a political weapon. Chiefs demanding money, demanding bodies, selling our ancestral land to strangers, while graves of our forefathers are torn open and the men of earth they rise. Sextortion in the corridors of power, bribes just to touch land, to fetch water, to live. Climate change pushing us further, walk further, dig deeper, survive harder. Our fields turn to dust, our crops wither in our hands. Maternity care poisoned by corruption, safety sold to the highest bidder. White feather, a symbol of silence, of running away. White feather, given to those who chose escape. White feather, we rise because they refuse to. Zimbabwe won't rise on women's backs alone. Harassment in schools, child marriage in hidden corners, women silenced in leadership, erased from climate decisions, denied justice in traditional courts. Online abuse, workplace discrimination, border exploitation, and yet we keep moving. We carry children, elders, the sick, the care work of the whole nation, with no rest, no support, underpaid, overlooked, underestimated. And still the men run from accountability, run from fatherhood, run from leadership, run from responsibility, run from the land that birthed them, run from the graves that call their names. But we are done carrying the silence,